What's up, YouTube? For today's video, this is going to be our guide on how to use Pawmot in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'll be doing some competitive movesets and some fun meme movesets. If there's a Pokemon you'd like to see me cover, let me know in the comment section below, and also tell me if there's a set that maybe I haven't included here or one that works well for you. And if these guides do help and you enjoy them, make sure you do hit the like button. Let's get into it. So Pawmot, the main move or main reason to probably use this Pokemon is the move Revival Blessing. It also isn't a bad physical sweeper. So it's an electric and fighting type Pokemon. We've got a best stats here as his attack and speed, of course. So his attack is 115 and its speed is 105. Nothing super duper amazing. The main thing about this Pokemon is Revival Blessing. So revives a Pokemon that's fainted to 50% health. Now, this is very, very powerful, this move. It's basically, this is the only reason why someone is mostly going to use Pawmot. So I've come up with a more standard set here that you'd probably use or see in competitive. So we've got the move Double Shock here. Now, Double Shock is a very, very powerful electric type move, 120 base power with virtually no drawbacks. The only thing is you can only use it if it's electric type. So that's why you need to go a Terra electric type there for Double Shock, so you can continue to use it over and over again. Now, the other move I've given is Ice Punch there. Ice Punch is very good for ground types, for grass types, dragon types, coverage, stuff like that. And it also stacks with the Iron Fist ability, which is going to boost the power of punching moves that is Ice Punch. Now, Close Combat is the best fighting type move you can run on it. Another move you can run on it is also Mach Punch, but Close Combat just has such a huge amount of base power on it. There's really no reason to run Mach Punch except if you're worried about going first and stuff like that. But I'd definitely go Close Combat over Mach Punch most of the time. Of course, the last move is going to be Revival Blessing. Now, a common item you will see on Pawmot will be Focus Sash, because commonly the opponent will either go for attacking move, they'll go for a Close Combat, or they'll go for Revival Blessing and bring back a Pokemon and then attack in the next turn. So making sure, or doubly sure, that you get that Revival Blessing to actually happen here. The EV spread I've given it is max attack and max speed. I've given it Jolly Nature. That extra speed does help, which means you could get an attacking move off or a Revival Blessing off first and then attack afterwards. So that's probably most standard sort of set you'll see. I have seen a couple of Mach Punch there, but mostly it's going to be Close Combat for this physical sweeper. Now, another moveset I've messed around a little bit is a Rest Sleep Talk set. Now, with the Rest Sleep Talk mechanics, if you have a move that's got 1 PP left and you continue to use Sleep Talk, it actually doesn't use up the Revival Blessings PP. So you could potentially keep going Rest and Sleep Talk and using Revival Blessing over and over and over and over again without it actually running out of PP. Now, if there is an off chance where you have to go for the Revival Blessing and you're not asleep, well, you've got the Leper Berry. So Leper Berry is going to instantly recover all the PP of Revival Blessing, which is only 1. But yeah, another interesting sort of, this is just a pure set based around reviving your teammates. I've given it Natural Cure as well. You can give it Volt Absorb, that would be fine too. And I've also given it Volt Switch too, because some situations you won't be able to set this up, or you don't want to become like setup fodder with a Revival Blessing, because it's a great move, but if you're just purely doing it like this, it can be a little bit of a setup fodder. So that's just another option if you want to give it a try. I have seen this work too, and it can be quite annoying because if it keeps using, you could bring back multiple Pokemon before this thing faints. The EVs I've given it are Max Health, which are a little bit more of a all-round bulk, and I've also given it Max Speed too, so you could go first and stuff like that and be very handy. Say if something does, you can even do this too. Say if something does go bad, you could get Sleep Talk and Volt Switch, which may not be so good, or you could give it another move like Nuzzle might be another move you could give it to. It is handy for paralyzing the opponent and stuff like that. You could even make it a pure Revival Blessing set. So you just have Sleep Talk, Rest, and Revival Blessing. You could purely just have this on your team for recovering teammates and stuff like that. I could absolutely see that that working as well. So if you want sort of a, I guess like a reviving Pokemon, this will be your choice here. Now, I've given it Terra Normal. You can give it Terra Electric. You can give it Terra Fighting. There's lots of things you can actually do with this. Matter of fact, you're probably just better off giving it Terra Electric, because then it's only got one weakness, right? And you don't have to worry about too much. So yeah, that's what I'd be covering for a rest sleep talk set, and really making use of rest sleep talk. Now, if you do run out of PP on the Revival Blessing and you've used up your Leper Berry at all, and that it won't work anymore. So you just have to make sure that you don't use Revival Blessing outside of being asleep. And if you already have used up your Leper Berry, like after you've done it once, then you can't do it again. And you won't be able to, use another move. So just bear that one in mind while you're using it. The weakness of this set, of course, is being asleep, and you can become set up fodder for another Pokemon. So even though you bring your Pokemon back, you probably get set up on. So that one is better, sort of like you have to sort of time it right when you're doing that. So I'd be seeing this one a little bit more than this one here. This is a very, very sort of passive set, Even if you just slide on a move like Volt Switch or Nuzzle, it's not really going to do too much. So yes, that's the probably the two more common sets you see. Another one that could be fairly common here, it actually gets Bulk Up as a status move. So that's not to be underestimated. It's a good way of actually, boosting its attack and defense. This one, I've done a fully physical set here. We haven't really looked at Revival Blessing, but Revival Blessing could easily fit onto this set as well if you really wanted to. But I don't know, I feel like the first set is better based on Revival Blessing anyway. So this is a bulk up set here. We're going to be raising the attack and defense. We've got Close Combat, we've got Double Shot with the Terra Electric, and we've got Ice Punch. So pretty much similar to the physical sweeping set, except we're running bulk up over Revival Blessing, and we've got Iron Fist as the ability, which is going to be, powering up the Ice Punch and stuff like that, which is good. You could run Mach Punch on this if you wanted to. You could sort of build a bulky set with Mach Punch. That could definitely work at the same time. Now, the item I've given this is Heavy Duty Boots, which is going to be important there, because you don't really want, like, entry hazards and sticky web and stuff like that affecting you. You sort of want your full amount of speed there to do as much as possible. But yep, that's what you could use for. I'd say these sets here are the best sort of competitive sets. Now, for doubles, competitive wise, this is a little bit different. I mean, you could use this in singles if you want, but I think it's much more better suited to doubles. So this is this is a definite competitive set for doubles here. Let's just check it out. So he does get Fake Out, which is a great move in doubles, so you could take advantage of that. And you've also got Double Shock too, Revival Blessing, and Close Combat. So it works pretty much the same as a singles one would, but we're replacing a move for Fake Out, because Fake Out is such a handy move there. Plus, I've given it Volt Absorb too over Iron Fist, because Volt Absorb is very, very handy. So you could couple it with a Pokemon with Discharge, and that would be healing the Pawmot off as well, which is going to be very, very handy and stuff like that. Say it gets on a lower amount of health, your partner could go Discharge and heal it right up, which is always a great thing there to have. So any discharging partner would work well. So I'd say they'd be your most sort of four competitive sort of sets you could see there. And yeah, let's have a look at some little bit less competitive sets, and then we'll go over counters and team strategy and some final thoughts and stuff like that. So we've got a special set here, a PIMPNITE special. So the special set is base 70 is kind of not exactly the most greatest thing in the world, but it's okay. So we're going to be looking here at a Blunder Policy set. So Blunder Policy is a cool item there, and what it does, if you obviously miss a move, it's going to raise your speed by 2 stages. So it already is quite a quick Pokemon, so I haven't invested anything in speed at all. I've invested it all in bulk and special attack, and I've given it modest nature, so maximizing the amount of damage output from the special side, of course. So I've given it Charge Beam, which is a way to boost its special attack. You've got a 70% chance there, which is nice. Plus, it can miss here and there, and Thunder's a great move that's going to be its most powerful electric type move on the special side, and it can miss too. And of course, Focus Blast is a fighting type move, which is going to be good, and it can miss too. So another sort of stack there with the Blunder Policy. And we've got Grass Knot. So Grass Knot is a nice move to use against any ground type Pokemon that come in. Alternatively, you could go like Terra Blasted Grass, but I kind of like keeping it electric. So there you go, another set there that you could try for a special. Obviously, this is a lot more meme than the first three to four sets there. I've given it a Volt Absorb. You could run Natural Cure if you really wanted to on there. It's sort of up to you. We don't need Iron Fist because we don't have any of the moves that fall into the Iron Fist category. Next set here, I've got a special one too. This one's more based around the move Electro Ball. So I've got Agility, and with Agility, that gives it a lot of speed. So Electro Ball is based on speed. So it's going to be hitting more powerful the faster that you are than the target. So, you know, agility and electro ball always like very, very good sort of combination there. And, you know, a high speed Pokemon is good too. So we've got agility, electro ball, we've got electric terrain too, and we've got terrain extender. So terrain extender is going to make the electric terrain last for 8 turns. Which is going to be great, you know, that's going to be powering up the Electro Ball. And the other move we've got on there is Terra Blast. So I'm going to have Terra Blast Grass for some all-round coverage. So spamming those Electro Balls, doing lots of damage there. And if anything comes in, like, say, a ground type, you can hit them hard with a Grass. So there you go, a little bit of a gimmicky set there. But I did try this one out a little bit and had quite a bit of success there. The build is going to be max speed and max special attack, modest nature. So once again, just trying to maximize that special attack a bit. It's a little bit low, and, you know, agility is going to, you know, be fine with all the speed and stuff like that. Now, let's think about some counters to begin with. So, okay, so it's not exactly the hardest Pokemon in the world to count, and this way it's quite predictable too. It's mostly going to be a physical set every single time, and it's going to go Revival Blessing. So you know exactly what it's going to do, and perhaps you've got a good idea too. Say you've taken out one Pokemon already. Oh, I know exactly what they're going to do this turn. I know what Pokemon they're going to bring back. So it does make it somewhat predictable, so you might be able to set up on it as well when it uses Revival Blessing. A lot of the time it does run Focus Sash, so if you've got any entry hazard on the field, that can break that Sash, and therefore the opponent may not be able to, you know, they'll have to throw up the choice thinking, well, am I going to attack this turn, or I'm going to go for Revival Blessing, you know? So, and if you're faster than them, they will not get the chance to live that attack and go for Revival Blessing or attack. So any entry hazards and stuff like that is going to be very, very nice getting around the common Focus Sash set. As for being a counter, I'm thinking of some good ones. Any real defensive walls are going to be good. I'll see if we can bring up a couple of examples here. I wish Deoxy's defense was in the game. That'd be quite nice, you know, Deoxy's defense. We'll bring him up here. So I'm just thinking here. So we got electric type moves and we got fighting type moves. So Toxapex is only good for the fighting type. It sort of definitely gets destroyed here. So I'm thinking Orthworm would be a great sort of Pokemon here. The only thing is going to be the obviously the fighting and stuff like that. But Orthworm does have a little bit it can do there with body press and stuff. So, you know, it could one shot almost after a close combat. So that is somewhat of an option there. But the main thing about this Pokemon, it's not exactly hard to feint. It's just, and it's very, very predictable too. So you could take that one however you want. That's got electric and fighting too. So it's got pretty good stabs on the physical side. So after a close combat, most things are going to feint it. Any priority moves too can get around this Pokemon, especially if it's already used close combat and if it's on 1 health already and use Revival Blessing and stuff like that. So that's how I would go about getting around that. Any ground types are going to be good against it too. We'll bring some ground types up. Right here too. Be great if we had Groudon. That would be absolutely incredible there. So let's bring this up. So we got Clodsire. I'm going to say a good counter would be definitely Clodsire. Even one that's not defensive, like even a special defensive variant of Clodsire. I have done a Clodsire guide as well if you're wondering how to use that. Ice Punch is, you know, not going to be doing very much at all there. So, and it can, you know, threaten back with any ground type moves. So I'd say Clodsire is a very nice counter there for the physical sweeping set, and it can easily, you know, take it out there. So Clodsire would be my sort of choice there as a counter. As for Pokemon that I'll, you know, kind of be a good team, let's have a look here. So I'm thinking Corviknight could be good. So Corviknight is always quite a great partner Pokemon. It's so good, right? So with its weakness to ground, you've got that to swap in. Its weakness to Psychic, you've got that to swap in. And also its weakness to Fairy too. It covers the lot, you know. It's very, very good. And especially if you go Terra type, Electric on it too, you're only weak to ground. So it's very, very simple to swap in there with the Corviknight. So a great team partner is Corviknight, and a great counter is Clodsire. We've just seen that earlier on. Some other Pokemon here and other thoughts here for doubles. Let's get rid of that. Let's think of some. So we could go with maybe we'll go with like a Pokemon Discharge. Let's have a look at this. So we've got. Actually, that's not too bad. So we got, just trying to think what we could do. We could like a Rotom Wash here. That wouldn't be too bad. So We could have like a Rotom Wash there. And let me bring up a couple of sort of just little moves here we could use. I'm not sure, but any sort of discharge Pokemon in doubles essentially would be very, very beneficial. So that could heal up the Pawmot there and, you know, keep it in the game and, you know, keep it attacking and stuff like that. Or if it hasn't used up, it's like, say if it's taken a little bit of damage and you've got your Focus Sash, it can heal it back up again and then the Focus Sash will reactivate or just activate when it couldn't before. So any sort of Pokemon like that would be beneficial. If you've got any other Pokemon you've used with Pawmot, feel free to leave in the comments. There's quite a few partners that can, you know, work with this too. I'm thinking Ally Switch here. Let's think Ally Switch. And we got like flying or levitate. Let's bring that up right now. That would be good. Like in the future when Cresselia's it, that would be nice. I don't know how many we've got here. Like Ally Switch is quite a unique sort of move there. Even someone maybe I'm just trying to think off the top of my head here. Maybe it wouldn't be too bad there. But yeah, there's a lot of options you could use. Like I just use it with discharge and stuff like that. That's very good. And a water type Pokemon would be pretty nice too. With I don't know if we've got any water type Pokemon with Ally Switch. We'll have a little bit of a look around here. Not at the moment, but a water type Pokemon could work with it too alongside it. Like as I suggested, like Rotom Wash isn't bad too. So that's an option you could use. I'm sure there's like way more you know, options you can use for doubles and stuff like that. Just off the top of my head there, I think a couple of stuff. So yeah, team counters, how to get past it, a couple of you know, team options for doubles. Let's add some final thoughts here on Pawmot. We'll have a look at all of its moves. I like to explore every single option that it has. Natural Cure, as for its abilities, you're mostly going to be seeing Iron Fist and Volt Absorb. Natural Cure isn't really the most greatest like pick out of them. You're going to be, you know, constantly picking some other things there. For status moves, I want to say too, you could have a look at doing this as pure Baton Pass too. If, you know, Baton Pass, if that's in the rule set that you play, you can do this too. So you've got the options to pass off an agility and a bulk up. You could whack on Revival Blessing there too. It also can be a Wish Passer too. I want to put that one up there because that's not all that bad. The problem about it being a Wish Passer, it's a good move to have there, but it does lack a little bit of bulk there. So you could go Protect and Wish, and you've also got you know, Revival Blessing. So it does have some pretty cool options there, but I don't see it being super, super good because it doesn't really have the bulk for it on the defensive and special defensive side. And its health isn't like, you know, it's not exactly what you call super amazing either. But just another option there if you do want to, you know, have a look at it. Let's have a look at some more stuff here. So, oh, it's got an interesting move it's got too for doubles is Entrainment. So the target's ability will change to match the user. So you could do a bit of trolling there too, so that could be an interesting thing you could use. Okay, so yeah, this is another option you can use in doubles too. It does get Helping Hand, which is a really, really nice move. So you could even run pure, I'm thinking doubles here, right? You could run pure, like a pure helping Pokemon to your team here. Just support. We'll go, I'm just thinking, this could be interesting. So you could run this alongside another Volt Absorb or a Lightning Rod Pokemon. That could be interesting. And you could help them out there with Helping Hand. You've got Rival Blessing to bring anything back. And you've got Discharge as well. So if you don't want to use Discharge, you could give it like a physical, like attacking move too. Like that, but you just have to swap it up to Jolly, and you could give it at close combat or something like that. But that's another option you could use if you want support or another Pokemon to help you out, your team out in doubles and stuff like that. Another option you could give this is also Air Balloon too as an item, but I feel like it's outclassed by like Sash and Leopard Berry. But that is an option if you really wanted to, you know, actually have it there. If you're going pure electric type, that is an option. Another one you could run on there is Shuka Berry too. Especially if you're pure electric, that can power down the ground type moves there, super effective ground type moves. So that's another move option there to run on your Pawmot. Let's have a quick more little look here. As for the special side, it's, as I said, it's kind of limited. I sort of went over them already, but that's what it has. It does have Volt Switch, which can be handy, but mostly it's going to be not really that handy on the physical set. You can't really squeeze out any more moves for Volt Switch, and you're using Revival Blessing, so I don't see that being, you know, too much of a an option there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You could go a troll set with Sweet Kiss. I was thinking you could do something really nasty like this. Let's have a look at this. I can't control myself, people. I've got to do this. So we'll make a quick little troll set here. So this Pokemon is pretty quick, and it's got some good bulk about it. So matter of fact, you could even make it a little bit more tanky. Actually, no, we're going to make it speedy because just in case. You want that initial... I feel like you want that initial... sort of speed there. So we've got Sweet Kiss and Thunder Wave and Wish, so that's quite nice. And we've got the leftovers, so that's pretty cool. I like that. And let's have a little look here. So we want to do a little bit of damage. Just thinking on the spot here. Let's have a look at its physical moves. So we could give a double shock too. I'm just trying to think of something that could build onto this strategy really. A bite would be cool because that could flinch the opponent. So you could have something like... Yeah, like we could go that. Okay, this is perfect. So we've got Bite on this set too. So we've got Bite to flinch, we've got Thunder Wave to paralyze, and Sweet Kiss to confuse all at the same time. This would work definitely better in singles because you don't have to worry about like 2 targets hitting it, but give it a go, people. That'll be an absolute pain in the backside to come across there. A true PIMPNITE special, this set. Yeah, you could even make a flinching set if you wanted to with Arm Thrust, but it's kind of weak there because loaded dice as well as another option, but Arm Thrust is kind of weak. Yes, I think that's all to the Pawmot set. Probably one of my favorite. This is probably one of my favorite sets that I made out of Pawmot. It's probably not going to work very well, but it's going to do one job, and that's cause the opponent a lot of grief and make them very, very upset and salty. And they may even throw the Switch out the window. But yes, that's it. To sum up, Pawmot, it is a reasonable physical attacker, nothing out of this world. But the move that it really is amazing on it is Revival Blessing. That's the only reason why people are mainly going to use this. Outside that, it's a reasonable physical attacker, and it's got some decent coverage and reasonable typing too. That's about it for Pawmot. If you see this, it's just mostly going to be a Revival Blessing physical sort of set there, so you know what to expect. It's very predictable. That is one of its weaknesses. Alright, people, I'll catch you. Hope you enjoyed this guide. Hope you found it hopeful, and I'll be back with some... I think I've got quite a few guides I'm going to put up tomorrow, because Thursday I normally put quite a few up, so you might see 2 or 3 guides tomorrow. Alright, people, peace out.